Episode 2 of Cuco'S podcast. Let's do this. By the way, sorry it took so long to get this done. I'm in the parking lot of a place called Churro Mágico. I don't know if you know what that means or not, but it means magic churro. I live in Miami. Don't fucking judge me. Let's get to it. The other day I saw Tales from the Hood 2. I don't know if you remember the original. In my eyes, it's a classic. I used to watch it when I was a kid. I used to laugh my ass off with my friends watching this movie. So the sequel came out. Bought it on Blu-ray at Walmart. Checked it out, and man, did I laugh my ass off. Let's get to this review. Let me get my notes. Right off the bat, there's this racist politician, and his name happens to me, dumb ass, and then beach. Then at the end, they have a great joke where they call him a dumbass bitch. Loved it. Hilarious. So apparently this guy is making these robot cops. He's trying to replace all the cops in the world with robots, and it's called the Robo Patriot. So they hire Keith David to tell his stories in order for the robot to know good and bad. I don't know if they could have done it another way, but I guess whatever, I would hire Keith David to do anything. The guy's great. So the first story he tells the robot is about this white girl and her friend, and they go to this racist museum where they have a bunch of racist memorabilia. And apparently the reason they're there is because her grandma used to collect these dolls, and they get greeted by this guy, and right off the bat, the guy doesn't say hello, he doesn't introduce himself, he doesn't do anything like that. He just starts ranting about how people used to get branded back in the day. That's one way to say hi to somebody. That's pretty fucking funny. It's not like, hey, how you doing? My name is whatever. It's, hey, did you know, by the way, that they used to brand slaves back in the day? Whoa, wow. What a way to start a conversation. Anyway. So the white girl says, hey, how much for that doll? And this doll's in like a glass case looking like the Black Annabelle and shit. And she goes, you know what? I'll give you $800 for it. And the guy's like, nope, that doll has been through way too much. People have offered me thousands of dollars and I'm going to say no. She's like, all right, whatever, bye. So they come back later at night and they're with this guy wearing like $5 Walmart boots and like this American Eagle baseball tee, and they expect us to believe this guy is a badass. He takes one good look at the museum and he's like, man, you know what? The locks in these places, they're so old that it'll be super easy in order to fucking break into this. So the guy goes up to the door, jiggles it a little bit, and poof, magic. Motherfucker has magic powers and he opens the damn door. Whatever. Stupid movie logic. So they go in, then they start fucking around, and they drop and break the doll. Like the case shatters. Then out of nowhere, poof, motherfucker appears in life-size form and starts slaughtering these people. Fucking hilarious. What I loved about the kill scenes in this one is every time they would cut scenes back to the doll, he had a different facial expression. Mind you, I'm talking about mascot size guy. Like he's in a mascot suit killing these people. It's hilarious. He chokes one of them and then slices her in half, and then he whips the white guy, the badass, quote unquote. He whips that motherfucker so hard that his guts fall out. And then the last chick, which is the white girl who wanted to buy it, he fucks her. She gets pregnant. Then we cut back. Like, apparently she gets pregnant overnight with a big-ass belly. And then overnight, the owner is like, how am I going to take you to the hospital how am I going to explain that you got pregnant by a doll, whatever? And then he starts laughing. Then her stomach blows up and a bunch of black dolls come out of her. Bro, this movie is ridiculous, but in a good way. It knows it's being ridiculous, and it's hilarious. The acting is not that bad. The storytelling is good. The direction is good. It kept me entertained. So it's good. So the second story that he tells them is about these goons, right? So these goons are fucking beating the shit out of this guy in a warehouse. Typical fucking gangster movie shit. And the guy's like, yo, where'd you keep your money? And the dude who's tied down is like, I can't tell you that. I can't tell you where my money is. I'm not a pimp anymore. Apparently he was a pimp back in the day. He's like, no, I'm not a pimp anymore. I'm getting my money and I'm putting it towards good. I want to put money in the community. I want young kids to get degrees and stuff. I don't want them to drop out, whatever. So the guy's like, you know what? If you're not talking, I'm going to find another way to make you talk. He goes up to the other goon and he tells him, hey, isn't he dating some new chick? Can we grab her and make him talk? He's like, yeah, he's really in love with this chick. So he's like, all right, so let's grab her. So while they're talking in the other room, they left one of the other goons with him, and then the guy tied down starts laughing. He's like, "You think you're a real tough guy, huh?" But I didn't. That's not what I heard, because when you were in jail, you were getting it in the ass from some other guy that I know, and he said you weren't acting so tough in jail while you were getting fucked in the ass. So long story short, the fucking goon snaps this guy's neck and kills him. Mind you, this is all happening in like this really like sketchy warehouse or whatever, with like cars all around them, typical Fast and the Furious shit. So after that, one of the goons are watching TV in his house, and basically he's watching this like Joel Osteen, you know, one of those religious fake fucking thieves, the people that steal money from you and shit. And they're like, "Yo, I think I have the answer to our problems." The guy's like, "Yo, let's go meet up this guy." So they meet him up, whatever. They put a gun to the guy's head. They go to his house. Long story short, they make the guy do a seance in order to talk to the man who they just killed, so they can find out where the money is, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, Jesus Christ. Why don't they just, I don't know, interrogate the girl? Whatever. So the Joel Osteen guy starts getting possessed by all the people who they killed back in the day. So they're like, you know, their cousin. Some guy killed his cousin. That was pretty funny. Some guy killed like his grandma or some shit. It was hilarious. So then after that, they finally find the guy. And then I guess out of nowhere, this is a twist that the guy knew that they were going to find someone for him to go into their body and talk to them. I don't know how he knew this fucking amazing, you know, this guy's like fucking Chris Angel. He can see the future and shit in order to, I don't know, whatever. It was hilarious, okay? So after that, he kills all of them in like this pretty badass way. Like, he has like this voodoo magic where he kills one dude by like breaking glass with his mind and throwing it in his mouth, and then he fucking bleeds to death and whatever. And then some other guy gets burned alive and shit. It was hilarious. It's a good movie. Trust me. Sounds ridiculous, but it's in a good way. So then there's another story with these two guys, and they're on Tinder. And they're like, "Oh, I got these badass girls that we're going to meet up with, whatever." Then you see a video of the girls. Like, you know, like, off the bat, it's too good to be true. You already know, whatever. And they get to the house, and they see the chicks, and they're like, "Oh, let's have like a little party or whatever." So they start drinking and shit. And then out of nowhere, mind you, this movie thought it was really edgy with this. They start playing Cards Against Humanity. I swear to you, we watch a full fucking game of Cards Against Humanity. And not only do we see a full game, every time they do a card, they look at the camera thinking that we have never seen this and we don't know what the fuck Cards Against Humanity is. It's the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen. So out of nowhere, after this fucking long, way too long game of Cards Against Humanity, we fucking get this dude, one of them, drugging the girls. Mind you, these people are pieces of shit. After that, they take her to the room. They take both the girls to the room. Then they have like a tripod with an iPad on it, and they're going to film them raping these girls. This is fucking crazy. At first, I'm like, you know, whatever. These people might die, and I might feel bad for them. But then out of nowhere, I'm like, whoa, these people are fucking rapists. So whatever happens to them, I'm glad. After that, they look on the iPad on the screen, right? And on the screen, you don't see the girls. They're like invisible. All you see is like their panties and shit. And then right off the bat, I'm like, oh, fuck. These fucking girls are vampires. Out of nowhere, they wake up. They bite the shit out of both of them. And then the guys wake up in this fucking basement or something. And then a TV is there. The TV turns on. Then after the TV turns on, it's the girls like, "Hey, I hope you enjoyed whatever." And then the guys are like, screaming and shit like, "Why would you do this? Just let us go. We won't tell anybody." Mind you, they have two fucking huge holes in their necks, bleeding out and shit. Yeah, you're not going to tell anybody? So what the fuck are you going to tell people about those two holes in your fucking neck? Well, you got bit by a fucking cat or some shit? Like, my God, man. I swear to God, sometimes the logic in these movies are too funny. So after that, they're like, by the way, where you are is where we keep all the other guys we've been fucking over. And then all you see is like a bunch of dudes behind a gate. And then they open the gate, and then all these like vampires that are half vampire, half zombie because they haven't ate blood and whatever, they kill both of them. Thank God. If you're a rapist in the movie, if you die, I'm glad you die. You're a piece of shit. So, the last story, I honestly don't remember much of it. All I remember is that there's a lot of like, I think this is the one that Spike Lee did the most because it's very preachy and shit like that. It's about a politician, and then his wife is pregnant. The bitch starts seeing ghosts and shit. And, you know, typical shit. Whatever. You know, typical fucking paranormal movie. So then, the only thing I really remember from the fourth story that Keith David tells these people is this white guy that looks just like the fucking guy from KFC. That's all I thought the whole fucking story was. Damn, this motherfucker looks exactly like the guy from KFC and exactly like the guy from Django Unchained. It was hilarious. And he's like extremely racist, just like the other two. And it was funny. So, at the end, do I recommend this movie? Yes. If you take it as a comedy. This is not to be taken seriously. Don't fucking stab this movie to death with like criticism, you know? There's gonna be some bad acting. There's gonna be, you know, like plot holes and shit like that. But remember, this is a horror comedy. Remember part one. Part one wasn't perfect, but it's a classic. It's a comedy. It's a great movie. And so is this one. I've got to tip my hat off to Keith David. The guy is amazing. He's hilarious. If you only know him as the double-ended dildo guy from Requiem for a Dream, then you're fucking missing out because this guy's amazing. This movie's amazing. Watch it. I give it about, you know, if I have a star rating system, which I usually don't, I would give it like a 4 out of 5. So watch it. I hope you enjoyed Cuco'S Podcast episode 2, and I'll see you next time.